Welcome back, Baku Gamers, to the second day of leaks, and I was so foolish yesterday because I was trying to get that video out as soon as possible. Clearly, I think I made it within just a few hours. I slept in late, so that's the only reason I was late. Now, I was foolish because I didn't give proper credit in the last video, and that is a big issue in the Bakugan community. So I wanted to rectify my egregious oversight, and I wanted to fully credit Matteru for these leaks that you are going to see in the upcoming days. Just today and tomorrow will not exceed further than that, because I don't want to do 4 videos in a row, like in one day. I don't want to do 4 videos in one day. I feel like that would be complete overdose, and I don't want to have a 30-minute video here. So today we're going over Darkus, I believe is what I said. So in tandem with Pyrus, we're going to go over Darkus, and then later in the day today we're going to go over Haos and Ventus and Aquos tomorrow. Doesn't that sound like a good battle strategy? I think it's a good battle strategy. We also have a bonus video because we did find out what the shield mechanic is, and I want to have that in its own separate video because there's a lot to discuss, there's a lot to talk about. It is a new mechanic, and that can be taken anywhere. So without further ado, let's talk about the Darkus leaks. Alright, first things first, of course we're starting with a flip. It's going to be Weapons of Darkness. That's a badass name for a card, and it's a 1 cost that stops either a Darkus or Fusion Bakugan. So I think we saw that before, and it's going to be the same across all factions. Everyone's going to get one of those, as well as the stop a non-fusion Bakugan that we're going to see later on. So that's just pretty much par for the course coming up here. Now, another TM name that's just, this Shields of Vestroia is just coming out with names that are so memeable. Just throw anything. Just whenever you lose in deck building phase, whenever you draw or break or draw your flips, just throw anything. Just throw it. It's a 2 cost plus 400 B power, and it comes with Shadow Strike. Let me actually zoom in here for you guys. Sorry. So unprofessional. And now, Darkness Scion. This is our 5 cost plus 700 B power rapid fire Howling Shell Bomb, budget Howling Shell Bomb. The Howling Shell Bomb is the cooler Daniel, and this is just Daniel. Plus 700 is not nearly as much, especially when the rest of the sync package gives you B power, whereas in rapid fire is deathly allergic to any such thing. But we're getting more B power cards in the forms of gears, and the well, I guess the reroll is not a is not a B power boost, but we're getting more B power boosts in Shield of Vestroia. So rapid fire has capability to at least be tier 1 or 2 alongside. There's still yet more to be seen. Rapid fire is not quite there yet, especially since, you know, they want to run Hydronoid for the double Fire Fist, which I mean, they're gonna have to run Aquos. There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. So you can't really compare the 2 decks separately when they're probably going to be working in tandem in the near future. And especially since I was talking about yesterday in the Pyrus video, rapid fire is getting a lot of 5 costs that you can play for free, and what other strategy likes that? Oops. So, and Hydrus is just a Bakugan you can not refuse to use. So that's just the fact of life that we're at right now. So as you can say, it's Baku ruining the game. Did you like that segue? I like that segue. 4 cost gear, Baku Ruiner. When you play this, give a Bakugan -3 damage. Trash, Garbaggio. 303 gear for technically 2 if you have a reroll. So, not that good. Not that good. Not worth it. I don't think so. Alright, Trailing Dragon, 3 cost. And this looks like it's going to be the staple energize from your hand mechanic that we're going to see in every faction. However, this one gives you 200 and plus 4 damage if you use it just as itself, but if you energize it from your hand, you may pay 2 to draw 1. So it's looking like that's the energize effect across the board. And I made a mistake yesterday saying that it was pay 2 to draw 2, when instead it is pay 2 to draw 1. I apologize for that. Now, that's looking like it's going to be the staple among all of the cards that are like this. So, Okay. I feel like that effect's not going to be used. It's a very nice sentiment. I feel like if it was tap this to draw one, I don't know. I feel like that'd still be entering Baku Treasure territory. I just feel like as it is right now, the cost is not worth it, even if you are using this to energize. Like, think about it. If you're energizing this turn 2, you're tapped out to draw 1. I feel like that's kind of capped. And 200 and plus 4 damage is not worth the 3 cost by itself. Now, Creeping Darkness, 4 cost. Stop a non-fusion Bakugan if you do choose a player to discard a card. Gross. I'll stick to my 4 cost SR and BB, thank you. My Pact of Darkness is getting me where I need to go. Although, stop a non-fusion Bakugan, that's pretty much everyone. Because fusion Bakugan, say it with me, suck ass. There you go, you're learning. Darkest Glare, 1. We have had Garganoid's Gaze, and now we have Darkest Glare. He called the backup, and now every single Darkest Bakugan in existence is giving you the bitch face. Minus 2 damage if you play this on a Fusion Bakugan. Minus 8 damage instead. That has to be plus. Oh, no. You're nerfing your opponent's Fusion. Okay, they're expecting too much. Unholy Bow, we've seen this already, and yes, we already know what this means now, so I'll go over that. But as it is, it's not worth it alone. Just for this effect, it's not worth it. Monstrous Surge, 4 cost, plus 800 B power. Yes, Sync mechanic in Shields of Vestroia. Let's see how it holds up to Fusion Force, even though it was supposed to be a Shields of Vestroia mechanic. Oh well. Oops. You may reveal a card in your hand that costs 2 for plus 4 damage. Okay, so it's kind of returning back to form where Sync was, hey, we're just going to have a bunch of different cards that require a bunch of different energies, and then Lightning was supposed to tie them all in, where it's like, oh, you reveal a card with a cost. No, it was the same name. You're supposed to have 2 copies of the card in order for Lightning to be useful, and Lightning was dog shit. No pun intended. So, I don't know. This is Sync, but at its roots, and when it was at its roots, it was bad. It was not worth it. Baku Rider was the only thing that brought it some sort of synchronization within the archetype. And Baku Rider had the potential to make the archetype good, and then they just went full dummy mode. They went sicko mode. But yeah, Monster Surge is not worth it. It's basically Stone Skin, but not Stone Skin. The damage is irrelevant. Alright, Creeping Darkness, we already went over that. And Darkest Night. Ooh. On the Darkest Night, you will use this card because it looks like dog shit. If it's a 2 cost, technically 0 cost. If another card causes you to reveal this card from your hand, give a Bakugan plus 2 damage. Okay, so it's within Sync Engine. Okay. Yeah. Garbage Sync support. I never thought I'd see the day. Darkest Dread. 2 cost, plus 100 B, plus 1 damage, and I think draw 1. Yeah. I dread the moment anyone uses this card against me because I think they'll have problems. Diffusion Blast, 1 cost. Each opposing player chooses one of their heroes and destroys it. And if you don't have a hero, that doesn't matter too much to you. Now, it's so funny that I referenced Garganoid's Gaze earlier in this video because now we just have a better Garganoid's Gaze, especially if you're not one privy to using heroes. This might see play if heroes become more than just a rogue or tier 2 or 3 deck. But as we stand right now, that's where they are, and this is not worth putting in your deck as of the moment. And plus, in a lot of decks, Shun BR is being used, so you wouldn't really necessarily want to get rid of that for your advantage. Unless there's heroes that get effects when they're destroyed. That's an interesting mechanic that could possibly come up in the future. It won't, but I'd like it. That'd be pretty cool. You can use Garganoid's Gaze on your own heroes. Whoa. Whoa. It'd probably be Darkest heroes. That'd be really cool. Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd actually be really neat if you could just play and just destroy your heroes, negative effects, use them on field, and then ditch them right away, and it could be kind of like, and you could bring them back with some other cards. I feel like that has the potential to be really neat. Hey, Gary. Gary. Hey. Alright. that is the Darkus leaks. Again, thank you to Matteru for giving us these leaks. Shield of Vestroia so soon. I don't know how you got your hands on them. And by the way, thanks for the ping, by the way. I saw that you only pinged Haru Ren. What the heck? I see who you're siding for to win this media war. Sorry I was at work, Matteru, and I couldn't get it all day, and then Haru Ren beat me to the punch this morning. F in the chat, boys. F in the chat for Magnus of Youtube for not beating Haru Ren this time. I'm looking like such a fool, losing, not being true to my word.